amazing. Thousands outside can't get in. It's an amazing thing. You'll report it. Thousands cannot get in. It's really something. Yeah, come on in, fellas. This is a great group of friends of ours. They're pastors and ministers from all over the country. In fact, why, you know, and you know why? I immediately fell in love, you see? Say a couple of words to the press. This is all the press.
Listen, I first met Mr. Trump several years ago. Pastor Darrell Scott, New Spirit Revival Center, Cleveland, Ohio. I first met Mr. Trump 4 to 5 years ago. He was considering running for president then. We had a private meeting. He asked us to come for wisdom. He wanted counsel, and he wanted the hand of God to direct him. The meeting stayed private. When he didn't run, frankly, I was very disappointed. But I became friends with Michael Cohen, and we stayed in touch. And when I heard he was running again, I couldn't wait to jump on board. Let me tell you something. This is my honest opinion. And when I reflect upon and I consider the candidates for president, I look at the branches of American government. I've said it before, I reiterate it again. We have our legislative branch, we have our judicial branch, we have our executive branch. System of checks and balances. Legislatively, Mr. Trump, I don't know what type of legislator he is or he will be. I don't know what type of justiciator he is or would be, but I know one thing. He's a hell of a chief executive. Yeah. I can't think of a better person, a better leader to lead this country to where America needs to go to retain our position or regain our position of prominence and respectability around this country than Mr. Donald Trump. He's a heck of a guy.
Say a couple of words. Get our press conference.
You know, for me, it's a spiritual thing. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about consuming fire and purifying fire, and when you look at it, fire is just fire. What determines a purifying fire or a consuming fire is the materials that you placed in it. So if you put wood or paper in it, it's going to consume it, but if you put precious metals in it, it's going to purify it. And I believe that you're being tried by the fire, and the fire has not consumed you, and that's where I am. It's time now for us to have somebody that can bring some jobs to this nation and look out for the Christians, our spiritual and Christian rights. And I'm sold with you on that. You know I am. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'll say one more thing. I'll say one more thing. I also want to dispel this, no knock to you guys, media created notion that Donald Trump is a racist. He's not a racist. We're not here as token blacks to support him. We're here because we want to be here. We're concerned about the direction of this country, and we believe in this man and his leadership.
Absolutely. Special. Special people. Thank you very much. These are some of the biggest, most important ministers and pastors from all over the country. This isn't just from the area. This is from all over the country. So I will not forget. Believe me. Thank you very much. Very nice. So nice. Thank you very much. Any questions? Tough to top that, to be honest, to me. To me, that's tough to top. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks so much for being
Thank you.
Stephanie Priestley with the Now Network.
Good.
So, could you talk about the fact that I know you have so many black Americans, pastors that are with you, but for Black Lives Matter, what's your take on that, and what's the concern that you only care about rich people?
Well, certainly I don't only care with rich people. In fact, if you look at my tax proposal, it's really for the middle-income people, and people that aren't doing well are going to be paying nothing, and they're going to start doing well because we're going to have a tremendous incentive for people to get out and wanting to work and really wanting to better themselves, have fantastic families and fantastic lives, which I think one of the reasons that we're all together is that's a part of it. You know, that's a part of what we stand for and Christianity and everything we stand for. So it's very important. I haven't met with the Black Lives Matter. I haven't seen it.
Well, the fact that the Now Network is a urban Christian.
That's good.
Are you a Christian?
I am. Presbyterian, to be exact. How's that? Good? You should, look at her. She's shocked to hear that. I am Presbyterian. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I did really well in your poll. Yeah, no, we haven't. We're actually going up. In fact, polls came out today. We're at 36 on one of them. We actually have gone way up. I just happen to have them for you, okay? Which is good. I did this for Katie. All right? But we just, Florida just came out. We're 7 points up. We went to 28, the state of Florida. New Hampshire, we're 30. It just came out 32, way ahead of everybody. Pennsylvania, leading in Ohio, way up from previous, beating the governor, a good guy, by the way. The OAN poll just came out, 35%, and it said headline, Trump dominates. I didn't even write that headline. So, I mean, we're doing great in the polls, every poll. We're leading in every state, every single state. We're leading in every state, including where we're running against people like Florida. We're running against a sitting senator. We're running against a governor. And we're leading by a lot, not by a little.
Listen.
Even Katie will admit that. Do you agree? Do you agree? She's a reporter. She said, not up to me, but that's okay. She's been treating me very fairly lately. I like her. Go ahead. NBC. I said that. NBC. What did you think I said? I don't understand it. I blame Chuck. You hear that voice, by the way? Listen to that voice in the background. Thousands and thousands of people, many of them standing outside who can't get in. We have good location. No, I made the statement to Chuck Todd. He asked, who's a good guy and Meet the Press. Yeah, I made the statement. These people would know because they're honest people. I made an honest statement. They said, is there any time at which you get out? And I said, yeah, if I was doing really badly in the polls, if I could see I wasn't going to win, if I saw that things were not going well, if you didn't even call me anymore, Katie, because you say, it's over. Then I would say, absolutely, I would certainly consider. I got killed. They all said, oh, Trump might leave. And I said, what are these people crazy? Even today in the New York Times, they even quote. So now what I'm going to do, you know, I saw some of the people. They have 0. I have 36. They have 0 in the polls. They said, will you get out? These are the politicians. They said, absolutely not. We're going all the way. You know they're going to leave next week. No, they have no money. They have no votes. They have no nothing. They said, will you get out? Absolutely. They're politicians. They talk. I tell the truth. So now what I'm going to do is this. Let me just tell you, Katie, just for you on the record, I'm not going anywhere. I'm leading in every single poll. I'm leading in every single state I'm leading. And I'm leading by a lot. And one thing I know with Katie and with some of the others that I know, if I wasn't, they would speak up, right? Nothing to speak up with. I'm leading in every poll. I'm leading in every state. I'm leading big in New Hampshire, which just came out yesterday. You saw that poll, I assume. I think it's an 18-point spread between me and number 2. We're doing great. You hear that voice? Is that beautiful? I'm actually looking forward to getting out. We have tremendous crowds. We have the biggest crowds, bigger than Sanders by far. I mean, the only problem we have with the crowds is we get the convention centers in every city, and the convention centers aren't big enough. And you'll see it today. You're going to see a tremendous scene. So just on the record, I love this. I'm having fun. I'm meeting friends and new friends and great people. In this case, it's faith, and it's ministers and pastors. Norman Vincent Peale, the great Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, was my pastor for many years. One of the greatest. I mean, I hated to leave church. Okay? I hated to leave church. He was so inspiring. I'll do that. Then I think, hey, that might be even more. So anyway, so the answer is, I love it. We're leading. I'm all the way. Just so you understand, all the way, 100%. It just shows you how dishonest the press is, though. You give an answer like that, and they say, oh, he might. It's really very dishonest, but you'll cover it accurately. Yes, go ahead. So far, and I think I should be given credit, very little. You know, I was going to have spent $20 million up until this point in my budget. I have a budget. You know, I'm a businessman, so I make budgets. Not that it matters, but I make budgets. I was expected to have spent about $20 million on advertising up till now. You know how much I've spent? 0. No, you can't. When you're on all Trump all the time, when you have a show, and the show is Trump, and then you have an ad and it's Trump, they OD on Trump, right? That's no good. So anyway, so far I spent very little money. I've actually spent no money. I mean, literally no money on advertising. At some point I will. But you see, I think I should be giving credit for that. So they say, oh, I'm in like for $2 million. And of the $2 million, a lot of it, you know, according to the FEC rules, if I have an airplane, and if I use the plane, I have to pay a fair market value for the plane, even though the money comes back to me because I own the plane, right? So what happens, I have to write checks. So some of it's that. So I should be given credit because I'm #1 in every poll, and I've spent less than anybody else. That's like Charles O. Finley. He owned the Oakland A's. He had the lowest payroll in baseball, and he won the World Series 3 times in a row. Remember Charles O? He was a wild man. But it's called talent. So I have probably spent less than anybody else, and I have the highest poll numbers. So instead of criticizing, I should be giving credit for that. And a lot of that is the fact that I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. I mean, I see some of these people. One of them, I think they said Hillary spent like $25 million, and she's spending money like it's water, because they have no idea. They have no concept of what money is. So instead of saying, oh, Trump hasn't spent much, you should say, it's really amazing. Trump has spent less than anybody else, and he's got better poll numbers than anybody else. I should be giving credit. With that being said, we're actually doing some ads. And by the way, if I don't have to run them, I won't. Okay? If I don't have to run them, I won't. I probably do. But we have actually a very talented group of people that I know very well. We're doing some ads just in case we need them. And it's possible I won't use them much, or I won't use them at all. And it's possible I'll use them a lot. Depends on how we're doing. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. I personally, what's the secret of my popularity? Honestly, it's my looks. I'm very handsome. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Okay. Yes, sir. Go.
Senator Cruz yesterday on WABC radio for the first time criticized you a little bit.
No, he didn't. They said, I know, excuse me, I know what he said. They said, do you think you're going to win? He said, yes. Well, that means Trump can't win. Yeah. Well, what's he going to say?
He specifically said that he doesn't think you're going to get the nomination, that all his supporters are going to come.
Well, of course he's going to say that. What's he going to say? I mean, it's hard. I love it when they hit me, because so far, as you know, everybody I've hit has gone down the tubes. Okay? From Bush to this, they've all gone down. Most of them, a lot of them are out of the race. Walker hit me. He's gone. You have Perry of Texas, right? We have Lindsey Graham. Everyone hit me. Lindsey Graham was at 5. He's now at 0. In South Carolina, I'm at 32. He's at 3, and he's a sitting senator. There's something wrong. So, but I will tell you, I'm ready to hit whenever they hit. I'm a counterpuncher. But actually, they basically said, do you think you're going to win, to Ted Cruz? And he said, yes. What's he going to say? No, I'm campaigning for everybody. If you ask Lindsey Graham, he's got 0. Do you think he's going to win? He's going to say yes. He's surging. You know, we had one poll was interesting. I was at 34. Carly was at 6. She went from 1 to 6. So I'm at 34. She's at 6. And the headline read, Carly surging. I said, what about me? You know, sort of an amazing thing. No, I mean, he says he's going to, if he's got to say that, what's he going to say? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Export-Import Bank is a bunch of people have done a procedure to force a vote on reauthorization.
Right.
Will you support reauthorization?
I don't think Boeing needs it. I don't think Boeing needs it. I don't think General Electric needs it either, by the way. Go ahead. I would say everybody's formidable. I would really say I don't view one person more than the other. I'll have a lot to say about it today in front of a very big crowd. A little bit, but I went after Jeb very hard. And because he went after me. You know, who haven't I gone after? You know, it's very interesting. I haven't, the only ones are the ones that haven't hit me. Ted Cruz has never hit me. You can't say because he said he's going to win, therefore, you know, you can't say that's hitting. But if he hits me, I hit back. And we hit back hard. I will say this, Ben Carson went after me and then he withdrew his statement, which was a very honorable thing to do. But I would really say I look at both of them as being formidable. Yeah, we have under right now consideration, and actually in one case under production. I think what is a very good TV ad. It's possible we'll use it. It's possible we won't. I mean, right now, when the New Hampshire poll came out yesterday, we have an 18-point lead. Why waste money? You don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you at the inside. Paul Ryan's a nice man. I would love to see somebody extremely tough in there. I think the Republicans need somebody extremely tough, but that vote's not up to me. It's up to the people that have voted. Thank you very much.
Donald Trump speaking, as he always does, in a very entertaining way. So let's talk about what he said. And I'm joined now by CNN political contributor Bakari Sellers, Democratic strategist Nomiki Konst, and CNN political commentator Jeffrey Lord, who is a Trump supporter. Bakari, let me start with you, because it was obviously made.
Listen.